Загор после весеннего посещения племени возвращается в Дарквуд и обнаруживает хижину пустой. Чика исчез, а следы ведут к истоку Сускеханы. Вскоре он обнаруживает, что Чика и Диггинг Билл охотятся за легендой о проклятом корабле Discovery и его золоте, которое должно появиться только в одну ночь, когда на небе появится редкая комета. В густом, безмолвном лесу их преследует кто-то третий, а жадность и предательство настигают до полуночи.
Aha! Don't be afraid, dear friends. This is a cry of joy. It's spring. Life in Darkwood is awakening. At this time of year, the forest looks more and more beautiful to me every time. Besides, the situation is great. My annual visit to the Indian tribes has greatly cheered me up. I saw good Tanko, Tawara, Wupki, and all the other chiefs again. And also that nice and clever many-eyed shaman. All dear friends who confirmed to me that peace reigns in the whole forest. What more could I wish for? And Chico, that incorrigible lazybones, will also be satisfied. Although he is surely, as usual, angry about my long absence, and will start complaining to me immediately.
Chico! Hey, Chico! I'm back!
There's no answer. Chico, aren't you going to greet an old friend who has returned from a trip? 1,000 scalps. The cabin is empty. Weird. Where could he have gone? It's almost lunchtime and I was sure I'd find him fiddling with the pots. There's some kind of message on the tail.
Дорога Загор. Учитывая, что здесь все спокойно и я тебе не нужен, я решил сходить половить рыбы на источнике реки Сосквиханна. Скоро вернусь. Чика.
I don't understand. Chico doesn't usually just leave like that. Besides, with all these fish-rich waters around, why would he even go so far, all the way to the source of the Susquehanna? I hope that Fatso hasn't gotten into some trouble again. But, just a moment, why are there two glasses on the tail? Someone was here, but it couldn't have been an enemy because Chico offered him a drink. Yes, I didn't notice them when I came, but there are some unknown tracks here. Boots, I don't know why, but these prints look somehow familiar to me. Maybe Chico went fishing with a friend, and maybe I'm really worrying for nothing. But if that's the case, why didn't he write me a message? Why did he hide the fact that he's not going alone? My intuition tells me that there's something worrying about this story. If I'm needed, Chico.
Туда, намного дальше, в район, где лес самый густой, почти совсем неизвестный.
Caramba y carambita! I curse myself for letting you persuade me to come with you. I've never seen a worse place than this. So help me all my family's mustaches. The air is so full of insects that it's enough to just breathe in to swallow hundreds of them. Compared to this, the Darkwood swamp is a true paradise. Besides, you know what I'm gonna tell you.
Mom! Mom, is that what you wanted to tell me? But I'm not your mom, my dear Chico.
One more stupid joke like this, Digging Bill, and I'll smash your face if my name isn't Don Chico Felipe Cayetano Lopez Martinez Yee.
Calm down, friend. Calm down. Spare me the listing of all your other surnames. The animals from these parts, but walk. We're almost there.
When you explained your plan for this crazy undertaking to me, you didn't tell me we'd have to go to this place forgotten by God and man, because otherwise I would have.
Trivia, dear Chico. It's just trivia. What is a little discomfort compared to fame and fortune?
Fame and fortune. It was with those words that you seduced my innocent soul and convinced me to leave my best friend and come with you. But now, doesn't it seem to you that the time has finally come for you to tell me something more, crazy seeker of non-existent treasures?
Of course, that's the least I can do for a brave man like you who agreed to help me in this new, exciting adventure. Unfortunately, as I already told you, due to lack of time, I wasn't able to reveal all the details to you immediately, but I will do so now that we are close to our goal. And to start with, let me immediately refute your claim. Because this time the treasure really exists. And I will prove it to you. Namely, as you know very well, I am primarily a scholar and only then a seeker. I could even call my education in the field of treasure encyclopedic, and not a single day goes by that I don't supplement it in some way. It was during that replenishment that I learned about the fantastic story of the Discovery ship.
Но лучше начать с самого начала. А именно, пока я был в Бостоне, я ежедневно ходил в библиотеку аббатства Святого Иоанна. Как вы, конечно, знаете, это аббатство является одним из сторожилов в стране, в его библиотеке хранятся исключительно редкие документы. И мое внимание было направлено именно на них, в надежде найти какие-нибудь интересные сведения. Однажды мое терпение наконец-то было вознаграждено. Отчет об исчезновении Discovery, корабля Его Величества, отправившегося из Портсмута 18 февраля 1753 года с грузом золота для английских колоний в Новом Свете.
This looks like sensational news. In the spring of the same year, the Discovery sailed into Chesapeake Bay and set off up the Susquehanna River towards Fort George the Seine, where the gold was to be delivered. No, the ship never reached its destination. Captain James P. Holbrook betrayed his king and, together with other rebel officers, devised a wicked plan to seize His Majesty's gold. That is, he sailed the Discovery all the way to the source of the Susquehanna.
Где находится одно маленькое озеро, и он там стал на якорь, а затем с помощью своей компании изменников совершил ужасное преступление. Убив без пощады всех остальных членов экипажа, верных подданных Его Величества, которые бы, безусловно, восстали против их злодеяния. Покинув корабль, капитан Холбук и его отступники направились через неизведанный лес, окружавший эту местность. Их планом было добраться до какого-нибудь поселка, чтобы достать коляски для перевозки золотых слитков. Тут история смешивается с легендой. А именно, кажется, что в ту ночь по небу прошла комета. Из-за его влияния воды озера взбаламутились, а огромные волны навсегда потопили Discovery, его ужасный груз золота и трупов. В общем, когда Холблик вернулся с колясками для перевозки золота, на истоке Сусильеханы больше не было и следа Discovery. Убежденный, что из-за чего-то корпус внезапно просел и что корабль затонул из-за этого, Ельбук немедленно приказал некоторым своим людям нырнуть в озеро, но это было напрасно. Discovery исчез навсегда.
Goddamn. Impossible. Keep searching. Continue.
But, Captain, there's nothing down there.
Only alga and mud.
Вскоре после этого поиски пришлось прекратить. А именно, дикие краснокожие напали на позорную экспедицию, которая должна была отступить, оставив за собой горы погибших на поле боя. Через несколько дней все выжившие, среди которых был Холбук, были арестованы. На суде они во всем признались, а затем были повешены, чтобы их смерть послужила примером того, как заканчивают предатели Его Величества короля Англии. На основании замешательства Холбука один батальон королевской армии добрался до истока Сускеханны, но там он смог только убедиться, что капитан не врал. Как гласит легенда, когда комета снова появится над новым миром, корабль выйдет из ниоткуда, тогда будет неизречимый ужас. Discovery действительно пропал без вести.
Stop! That was the end of the document. The rest was destroyed by moisture and completely illegible. But I would say that this is enough, isn't it?
Nothing, sir. There is no trace of the ship in this lake.
What? You mean we've come this far, just based on some stupid piece of paper? We came to look for a phantom ship that disappeared more than half a century ago. So help me all the mustaches of my family. I don't know what's stopping me from.
Peace. Peace. My irritable friend, it is obvious that you did not understand the meaning of my words. Of course, I wanted to say that what I read was enough for me to conduct further investigation. Do you think I'm so naive that I rely only on one sources of information?
To tell the truth, yes. I really think you're so naive. But okay, let me hear the rest.
With pleasure, dear Chico. But do you mind if we keep walking until then? I'm quite in a hurry. And you will soon understand why. So as I said, reading that document aroused my curiosity, and two details especially caught my eye. The mysterious sources of the Susquehanna, which somehow swallowed the entire ship, and an even more mysterious comet. This first one allows me to just skim over it because I want to keep the secret until the very end. And as for the comet, I can immediately reveal to you that, reading numerous other texts, I found out that a comet really did pass through the American sky that famous night. Not only that, I also found out that the passage of that comet caused numerous unusual phenomena. The levels of rivers and lakes first dropped and then suddenly rose, as happens with the tides, which, as you surely know, are controlled by another celestial body, the moon.
So what? I still don't understand what.
Well, that's obvious, my unintelligent Chico. Let's assume that Discovery reached the sources at a low water level stage, and that it was then completely covered by the lake when the water level rose. What do you say?
Caramba yo carambita. You're right. That didn't occur to me. But just a moment. Do you think I'm a fool? The ship is floating. If the water level rises, the ship will also rise.
That's a shrewd observation, my dear Chico, but it's easy to refute it. Namely, it is very likely that due to disruptions caused by the comet, the ship hit some rock that pierced its hull, after which it sank.
It all sounds a bit too complicated to me.
No, not at all. In fact, everything is very simple. But I just ask you not to stop every 2 steps, because in that case, we will never get there. Anyway, you haven't heard the most interesting part yet. Namely, based on precise astronomical calculations, that comet, which has since been known as Martinson's comet, after the scientist who processed it, will appear again above our heads tonight.
So what?
Heavens, Chico, are you so incapable that you can't even carry out the most ordinary deduction? Everything is crystal clear. Tonight, just like half a century ago, the comet will again cause the same unusual phenomenon. The water level of the Susquehanna will fall and the Discovery will emerge from its grave.
Caramba y carambita. True. That didn't occur to me either.
Do you understand now why we have to hurry? The water level will start to recede exactly at midnight, and it will only last for a few hours, and then everything will repeat itself only in a few dozen years. Besides, I really want to be the first to arrive at the scene. I'm certainly not the only person in America who is engaged in treasure hunting, and therefore there is a probability that someone else could have read that document and come to the same conclusions.
Frankly, I wouldn't be too worried about that. Believe me, there's only one man crazy enough to get into something like this, and that's you, Digging Bill.
I really hope you're right, Chico, so no one else will be able to share glory and...
Glory and wealth. Yes, I remembered that sentence. But there's one more thing that's not clear to me, and I'm really curious how you're going to explain that to me, smart guy.
And that is?
But you said that both Holbuck's people and English soldiers dived into the lake in search of the ship, but that none of them found absolutely nothing. You're smirking in vain. This time I've cornered you.
No, dear Chico. But the explanation of this riddle is part of the first point, the one that concerns the secret source, which, as I already told you, I want to keep to myself until the very end. But don't worry, you won't have to wait long. We're almost there.
UFF. So much the better. Caramba, you carambita. I'm out of breath from all this rushing around. I'll lean against this tree for a moment and rest a little bit. But a very strange tree. It's smooth and round, like... Oh, the mustaches of my family! Help! Help! Mommy!
Again, I think I already told you, my emotional friend, that I am not your mother and...
And I already told you no. Stop joking. Rather look over there.
A truly ugly encounter, I don't deny it. But there's no need to be afraid of those poor skeletons.
What do you think? Who are they? Or rather, who were they?
It's hard to say. Maybe it's about Holblick's people, or English soldiers. Or perhaps unfortunate treasure hunters who, just like us now, had once set out to these regions.
And you tell me that so calmly, caramba, you caramaita. I will not stay here anymore. Not a single minute. I'm going back to my dear Huddo swamp, which I shouldn't have left to come with you.
Well, I ask you once again to calm down, Chico. There really is no reason to be afraid. Here, one look at these poor remains, and at this spear of antique workmanship and rusty tip is enough. How to understand that these unfortunates died many years ago, and very probably at the hands of the same wild redskins who were mentioned in the document. But you know even better than I do that the Indians from this area are now absolutely peaceful, partly thanks to the efforts of our common friend Zagor. Therefore, let's forget those unreasonable fears and move on. I think I don't need to repeat to you that I'm in a terrible hurry and that...
Just a moment. I admit that your explanation sounds convincing regarding those skeletons, but this unpleasant encounter reminded me of one thing. And those are the words with which that document ended. Unspeakable horror?
Good God, your naivety will never cease to amaze me. Well, it is known that in all legends, besides true foundations, there are always elements of pure imagination, because otherwise it wouldn't be a legend, would it? So it's clear that a veil of mystery has been created around the true story of discovery by popular rumors. In short, people invented some horror to scare children and fools like you. In-ha!
Naivety, children, fools. Caramba, you carambita. If you think of me like that, then will you tell me why you were so insistent that I go with you?
Well, because you're a reliable friend, dear Chico. The most reliable I could find.
I warn you, Digging Bill, that flattery doesn't work on me. Besides...
Okay, but enough talk now. Look.
The source of the Susquehanna. So everything you said was true. So help me all my family's mustaches. The site of the Discovery tragedy. We found it. Although I don't know if I should be happy or, scared by this discovery. Anyway, as I said, there is no trace of your phantom ship here. T. Besides, look over there. Flowing out of the lake, Susquehanna is little more than a stream. Therefore, will you then tell me how a ship like Discovery could have gotten here? Maybe flying. I should have assumed. Here are the results of this crazy journey. Skeletons and a most ordinary well. Is that your treasure?
Caramba! Y carambita! Will you finally stop smirking like a simpleton? Come on! Admit that this whole journey of ours was a mess! A complete catastrophe!
No way.
How do you mean by no means? Well, you see that there is no ship here. And even if it had managed to get here by some magic, the lake is too shallow to cover it completely. Don't you think at least a part of it should be visible?
Of course, my choleric friend, you are completely right. Besides, the water is clear, and it is excellently visible that there is absolutely nothing at the bottom.
Ah, so you finally admit that you didn't succeed this time either. Once again, you let yourself be deceived like the last fool.
I'm sorry to have to repeat myself, dear Chico, but the answer is still no.
Oh, to hell with it. Something has clearly gone wrong in your head, and I won't even try to understand what it's about anymore.
You have unintentionally partially found the key to the riddle, Chico. It is exactly that giving up that you just mentioned that is the biggest mistake. That's the mistake of all those who searched for the discovery for so many years and in the end were left empty-handed or lost their lives.
Well, damn flies. But I still don't understand what you want to tell me.
It's simple, dear Chico. Extremely simple. Namely, if you think a little better, you will realize that the only possible explanation for the mystery is that this is not the real source of the Susquehanna.
This is not the real source?
Exactly. That was the first point, which I wanted to keep secret until the very end, just so I could see the surprise on your face.
Well, I am certainly surprised, but couldn't that be another one of your absurd jokes?
Of course not, my suspicious friend. Of course not. I already told you that I am not just a seeker, but also a scholar. And a scholar never relies on just one sources of information. Therefore, in order to verify the story from that document, I conducted numerous other investigations and found an extremely interesting report from a geographical expedition from the end of the last century that investigated the upper reaches of the Susquehanna.
PIH, it's certainly another group of crazies.
By no means. The goal of that expedition was not the finding of the discovery, which is not even mentioned in the report about the lake, but the making of a map of this area which was practically completely unexplored until then. The result was exceptional, although obviously no one was aware of it. Namely, it was only my genius that connected the discovery of that expedition with the legend of the treasure.
Explain, please.
Very well, Chico. The solution to everything is extremely simple, and it is that Susquehanna has two sources. Exactly. This one we are currently on is not the real source, but a side channel. Holblick reached the famous lake by river, but when he was returning by land, he was deceived by that unusual geographical fact, and then the English soldiers and treasure hunters, less intelligent and less shrewd than me, were deceived in the same way. This lake, which cost so many unfortunate people their lives, was formed from a watercourse, which, separating from the main source, flows underground and springs up here. And the stream, as you called it, of course, it is not navigable and flows into the river through a narrow channel, do you see?
Unbelievable. Now I'm slowly starting to believe what you're saying, although I'm still not quite sure I understood it best.
It doesn't matter, dear Chico. You will understand everything when, in about 2 hours, we reach our true goal.
No, but just a moment. Where did you get that map? You didn't?
Stole? Of course I didn't. I just borrowed it. But now let's go, please. I hope you finally no longer doubt that we are waiting.
Glory and wealth. You can freely spare yourself the repetition, caramban bi carambeta.
Move, dear Chico. We still have to cross this part of the forest and continue towards the northeast.
But even if we find the treasure, can you tell me how we will take it away from here?
We won't take it away, at least not in its entirety. We will only take a few bars that we can carry with us. And we will pay them to organize the expedition that will then pick up the entire cargo. As you can see, Chico, I thought of everything. The time has finally come for my great triumph, believe me.
Just a moment. Did you hear this too?
What was I supposed to hear?
Some kind of sound. A rustle. I could swear I heard someone's footsteps.
Calm down, friend. You're too nervous. It was surely a deer or some other animal.
I guess.
Два друга продолжают путь через густой лес следующие 2 часа. И, наконец.
We're here, Chico. The map was accurate. This is the real source.
So help me all the mustaches of my family.
This is a unique, magnificent moment. I feel like I'm gonna faint from excitement.
I must admit you were right, Digging Bill. I was clearly wrong to doubt you. But what the devil are you doing now?
I kiss the earth, Chico, as Christopher Columbus kissed it when he landed on this beautiful continent. The endless continent is rich, with everything including legends and treasures, and I, Digging Bill, have shed light on one of those legends and found one of those treasures.
As for legends, it may be, but you still don't have the treasure in your hands. But look at this water. I've never seen anything like it. Caramba y carambita. It's shimmering, and there are some colored dots in it that are moving.
Yes, that's a pretty interesting phenomenon, as if it's a matter of thousands, or even millions of microscopic animals. But who cares? The only thing that matters is that we are now in a place where no one else has set foot for decades. The only problem is that these animals have clouded the water and therefore it is not possible to see the bottom. But tonight the comet will pass and
you won't see it.
Who cow? Who said that?
No, I don't know.
Hands up, people!
Caramba you carambita. Who? Who are you?
Who are we? Well, is it possible that you haven't figured it out yet, you moron? We are colleagues, of course. Treasure hunters like you, but a little less unfortunate.
Let me introduce myself. I am Professor Howard Flecker. Digging Bill. I know that very well. You are quite famous in our circles.
And I am. Circles? What circles?
The circles of treasure hunters, as my assistant Nick has already said. And it is my great honor to have the opportunity to personally meet a respected colleague like you. Although I will, unfortunately, have to disappoint you, considering that the gold of the discovery will be mine and not yours.
But, I don't understand.
In order, I will try to explain to you briefly. Namely, I have also been on the trail of Holbrook's treasure for a long time and, just like you, I found that old document in Boston. Then I, just like you, came to the report of that geographical expedition that you know well, but unfortunately someone stole from the booklet the map that was supposed to enable me to get here, maybe even before you.
A map? What map?
Come on, you know very well what I'm talking about? My assistants and I were already at the false sources when you arrived. And then we followed you all the way here, eavesdropping on your conversations. Therefore, there's no point in denying it. You weren't fair at all, Digging Bill. And now I'll return the favor by taking back what's mine. And even by force, if necessary.
I better not bother you anymore. Namely, I don't belong to your circles and I wouldn't want to get involved in such a nice conversation between colleagues. See you, Popa.
Where are you going, fool?
Well, if you care so much about my company, okay? we could stay with you a little longer.
But you can't do that, Flecker. You can't just destroy my work, my dream.
And why couldn't I? Well, you were also a step away from destroying mine.
No, please. We can join forces. I'm ready to share glory and wealth with you.
I've heard this sentence many times. So help me all my family's mustaches.
Don't be funny, Digging Bill. Why would I share the treasure with you when I can take it all?
You won't kill us.
Of course I won't. I hate violence. For starters, we'll tightly tie you up to avoid unpleasant surprises from your side. And then we'll decide what we'll do.
I'm sorry, Professor, but the decision has already been made.
What? I don't understand, Barty. What the hell's wrong with you?
It has been a small change in the S program.
What? What does all this mean now?
Simply that we don't need you anymore. You damned madman. Cause the Discovery treasure will be only ours, Nick's and mine. In ha 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 ha. It never even occurred to us that you, thanks to these two fools, would actually lead us to the source of the Susquehanna, but you paid well and we had nothing to lose following you.
Yes, and as things stand now, we could make a lot of money.
I am surprised and offended.
And I share my colleague's opinion, for God's sake.
I am not a colleague, but I am joining them. Caramba, you carambita. You won't get away with it, you damned rogues.
Haha, are you sure, Fatso? No one knows we're here.
No one will ever think to come looking for you in this backwater. Well, enough talk. It's time to say goodbye, people. Goodbye forever.
No, stop. You mustn't do that. Without me, you will never be able to find the Orin treasure.
Nonsense. We are familiar with the story of the comet and everything else. What else could we need?
Let's bring this to an end, Nick.
What is this, a scream?
Zagor!
So help me. I don't know where you came from, you damned. But if you're looking for hot lead, know that I have it in abundance.
And I have a nice kick in the butt for you caramba dear.
Oh.
Damn bastard!
Ah! Quick, Digging Bill, help me!
Go to hell.
So help me all the mustaches of my family!
Get up, murderer.
Hi-ass son of a bitch. I'll tear you to pieces.
Силой отчаяния Барт быстро реагирует и успевает застать Загора врасплох.
Ah.
Here you go, you damned.
Oh.
I'll kill you with my own hands. Die, you bastard. Die!
1,000 scalps. This beast is incredibly strong. It's gonna choke me.
Shoot, Chico, shoot!
But I could hit Zagor.
I have to get him off me somehow, or I'm really finished.
Дух с топором извивается перед собой.
And now you will regret that you provoked Zagor, man.
Но вместо яростной реакции, Барт остается неподвижно лежать, пока кровь стекает с края губ с расширенными от смертельного ужаса глазами.
1,000 scalps.
Back off, Zagor. I have all that lead ready for him that he had intended for us.
It won't be necessary, Chico. This villain is dead.
Dead from a simple fall. Impossible. He was strong as an ox and...
После того, как Загор перевернул труп, причина таинственной смерти Барта становится кристально ясной.
A dagger?
Yes. Ancient dagger that who knows how and who knows when ended up among the roots of this tree. Fate wanted this scum to fall right on it.
Ancient dagger. Quick, let me see. But, well, yes. This is fantastic. Now there really is no doubt. This is an English dagger. Do you understand what that means? Someone from Holbucks must have lost it. People, this is definitive proof that discovery is here.
1,000 scalps. First of all, I want an explanation for all this immediately. Digging Bill, and it will have to be very convincing because I already feel like I'm slowly losing patience.
Calm down, friend. It's clear to me that you're angry at Digging Bill and me, but when you find out why we came here, you'll be pleasantly surprised. Or at least I hope so. You know, everything is very simple. Everyone thought the treasure was in the wrong source, but in fact it was the right one, and that's why no one ever found it. But Digging Bill discovered the map in Boston, and the comet.
What are you babbling about? Trabron Joe. I warn you that the last remnants of my patience are coming to an end.
Don't let anger overwhelm you.
I will explain everything to you, dear Zagor. Everything would have gone smoothly, and we wouldn't have found ourselves in this trouble if Professor Flecker.
Finally, someone mentioned me. I thought you had already forgotten me. But I have not forgotten you, and I am sorry to inform you that I have again taken all the strings of this situation into my own hands. Of course, I'm sorry for you.
And who is this now?
That's Professor Flecker, my esteemed colleague. It's unforgivable that I didn't introduce you immediately.
Oh, you don't need to bother, dear Digging Bill. Now you will have enough time to inform your friend because we are returning to my original plan. Therefore, be kind and tie up Mr. Chico and KHM Zagor, if I heard your name correctly. And then I will tie you up and...
By all my Darkwood drums.
С молниеносной скоростью повелитель Дарквуда вытащил пистолет.
PIH. Now I've really lost my patience.
А его точный хай так разоружает Флеккера, прежде чем тот успевает нажать на курок.
To hell with it.
Stop, Professor. And you owe me certain explanations.
Today really is not my lucky day. Damn this howl that makes my blood run cold in my veins. Let me go.
Shall I let you go? No problem.
No.
And maybe now I will finally find out what the devil is going on here. By all the drums of Darkwood. Come on, Professor, now we'll have a nice little chat.
But, I was joking. I absolutely didn't mean. You don't think so, do you?
Forward. You will explain everything to me peacefully soon.
Через немного времени.
Professor Flecker, I won't hide that I consider your behavior extremely rude and unworthy of a scholar and colleague like you.
Oh, shut up, please.
Now we will finally sit down and talk. Or rather, you will talk.
Хотя и немного связано, Чика Диггинг Билл знакомят Загора со всей ситуацией.
You deserve to be properly scourged, Digging Billy. This is another one of your damned undertakings that endangers, unfortunately, not only your life but also the lives of your fellow friends.
But Zagor,
Carambe carambita. You are absolutely right, friend. I was just telling him that from the very beginning.
You better shut up about that, Fatso.
But, Zagor, what do you want to say? I don't?
You are just as guilty as he is. You couldn't be left alone for a moment without getting into some trouble. Thank God you wrote me your destination because of course, you would be a dead Mexican now.
you're right, Zagor. But you have to admit that this time, the possible results of my endeavor were very tempting. And if we hadn't run into Flecker and his villains, everything would have gone perfectly smoothly.
I'll be free to correct you. Namely, they weren't my villains at all, but only my assistants. I hired them for this expedition and had no idea they were the most ordinary thugs.
You shut up. By pointing a gun at us, you showed that you are no better than Nick and Bart.
But I didn't want to kill anyone.
True, Zagor. Professor Flecker did not have such malicious intentions and was just as surprised as we were by the move of those two. Nitkova!
Yes, and I can confirm that.
Thank you, esteemed colleague. And thank you, Senior Chico.
You're welcome.
Everything is all right.
Enough, jokers. I don't know what's stopping me from.
Slowly, Zagor. Slowly. I certainly do not intend to justify the professor's behavior, but considering that he is my colleague, I can somewhat understand the reasons for his somewhat incorrect behavior.
Especially since, as I already mentioned, it was no less incorrect on your part to steal the map from the library.
Yes, I cannot deny that, but you know that a man sometimes loses his head during the fever of the treasure hunt.
1,000 scalps. I thought it was a real misfortune to know a crazy treasure hunter like you, Digging Bill, but now I see that there is an even greater misfortune. And that is to know two people.
I would suggest, dear friends, that we forget everything that has happened so far and that we join forces, especially since evening is approaching and Martinson's comet will soon appear in the sky.
Your proposal, dear colleague, is similar to mine from half an hour ago that you rejected, but now I will show generosity and accept it.
Thank you, colleague.
PIH. If there's one thing your colleague's in, it's that your cheeks are thicker than soles.
Don't lose your nerve, friend. Besides, don't you think everything ended well?
Good. The death of two men, whatever they were, is good for you. And is it good for you that I always have to get you out of incredible troubles that you get yourself into?
I only said that to calm you down, Zagor.
But how did you find us here? Don't just tell me you knew there were two springs.
No, I didn't know that either. I simply followed your tracks and thank goodness they were clear because otherwise I wouldn't have found you in time.
Dear friends, I would say that the time has come to end this discussion and forget all disagreements. Not far from here, among the trees, are my backpacks in which I have 2 tents and a mountain of groceries. What do you say to waiting for the comet to arrive in better conditions and gas of the stomach?
Those are real words. Karambashi, karambashi.
Похоронив Ника Барта, 4 мужчины ставят палатки, пока солнце заходит над источником Сосквиханны. Тогда, когда тьма окутала лес, необычное зрелище предстает перед глазами наших героев. Микроорганизмы, населяющие озеро, создают волшебный многоцветный светящийся эффект, придавая окружению сказочный вид.
All my family's mustaches. This is fantastic.
I've never seen anything like it, 1,000 scalps.
Oh! Yes, it's beautiful. And perhaps nowhere else in the world does something like this exist. If we analyzed them, the samples of this water would reveal incredible secrets from the fields of chemistry.
Well, for now I can reveal one secret to you. Namely, all these colors and lights have definitely had an effect, and that is that my already envious appetite has only increased.
Ha 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 ha!
Then let's go to the tale.
Полчаса спустя.
Karambai Karambita, you really brought a mountain of delicacies, Professor Flecker. I don't remember when I last ate so well.
And it's not over yet, my dear Chico. For the end of such a nice meal, there's nothing better than top-notch Scotch whiskey. I brought a bottle with me, and if you allow, it's time for me to go get it in my backpack.
We definitely allow it!
Are you still angry at me, Zagor?
No, Taranjo. I've already reconciled with your piggishness. And on the other hand, you came here to help a friend. A friend who has many flaws, but still a friend.
You can't imagine how much your words please me, Zagor. Almost as much as the whiskey we'll soon be tasting.
Ha!
I'm sorry that I have to do this, my dear new friends, but in love, war, and the search for treasure. Here's the bottle. It had hidden at the very bottom of the rucksack. But in the end, I found it.
Hurrah!
Yippee!
Give me glasses, people. This is real nectar. I propose a toast to our friendship and the treasure of discovery.
Yes, to the fabulous treasure, which will soon be ours.
Not ours, but mine. I'm sorry that I have to pretend to drink this divine drink, but it's a small sacrifice. Soon everyone who drinks it will end up in Morpheus's arms, thanks to the sleeping powder I put inside. Ha 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 ha.
Нет, именно в тот момент, когда Загор хотел сделать первый глоток.
I don't know, I heard some noise.
What is it, Zagor? What's happening?
As if someone is breaking through, Brush.
Flecker, I hope it's not another one of your helpers.
No, I guarantee it. I'm as surprised as you are.
Silence! Now you can't hear anything anymore, but I'm sure I heard something. I wasn't mistaken. That noise again.
Come out of there, whoever you are!
Badger, you've taken a terrible risk, my friend.
Zagor, what happened?
Don't be afraid, people. It was just a poor, scared badger.
Houchois. I admit that I was already covered in a cold sweat. This place brings unbearable anxiety to me. The silence here is such that even the smallest rustle of leaves sounds like artillery fire.
Yes. That's really strange. No animal sounds are heard, no night birds are flying. And that badger is obviously somehow late because it seems that all his forest friends have already fled for seeing something.
Well, that's normal. A comet.
What do you mean, Flecker?
It's simple. It is reliably known that animals could foresee atmospheric phenomena before they happened, thanks to their so-called sixth sense, and therefore probably. In the same way, they foresaw the arrival of Martinson's comet and fled in fear.
Yes, that's right. That's certainly the problem.
So, a great event is approaching.
Yes, dear friends and colleagues. And therefore I suggest that we all go rest for half an hour so that we can be ready to welcome the fantastic spectacle that is before us. According to my calculations, the comet should appear around midnight, and therefore we have enough time.
True, I have come to the same conclusion. I approve of the proposal, esteemed colleague. In no way, especially since a strange sleepiness suddenly overtook me.
More too. It's definitely from that whiskey.
But I didn't toast because of that badger. Where did my glass end up? Here it is. Never mind, I would have only drunk out of courtesy anyway. Alcohol has never been among my passions.
Would you do me the honor and share a tent with me, dear Zagor?
Of course, Professor. I don't want to let you out of my sight for a moment, you trickster. Don't think you fooled me with those sudden outbursts of friendship.
After you...
Thank you, Flecker.
Через некоторое время, окруженные тишиной, которая накрыла лес вокруг сказочного источника Сусквиханны, и пока разноцветные отблески озера остаются без зрителей. Диггинг Билл и Чика под действием наркотиков погружаются в глубокий бессонный сон. Пока в другом шатре Загор, отдыхая от недавних усилий, на всякий случай все же решает оставаться бодрым. Точно так же, как и профессор Флеккер, который тоже не думает о сне.
Excellent. That powder must have already worked. I put a horse dose in it, and not even cannons would wake them up.
It seems that dear Professor Flecker is suffering from insomnia. I'd better follow him. I wouldn't want him to try to pull some trick on us again to get rid of us. For now, it seems that he just wants to enjoy the spectacle that the lake provides. I better wake up Chico and Digging Bill. Besides, half an hour has already passed. They better be awake, although. I still don't believe that a comet will appear tonight, and even less that that ship will emerge from the lake. Wake up, Terbon Joe. Chico. Wake up, Chico. 1,000 scalps. He's sleeping somehow unnaturally, as if someone had drugged him. And Digging Bill is in the same condition. Whiskey. That damned Flecker must have put sleeping powder in the whiskey. Yes, that's the only possible explanation. Now I understand his insistence on toasting. He was certainly just pretending to drink, and I only by sheer chance didn't fall for his trick. I must remember to thank that badger if I ever meet him again. The professors will hear me now. Moreover, they will feel my blows. I should have beaten him fairly right away, and then left here with Schick, and left those two crazy treasure hunters to fend for themselves in this wilderness.
Но в тот момент, когда Загор добрался до Флеккера, его тело пронизывает судорога, и он издает приглушенный крик.
There he is. Yes, there he is.
1,000 scalps. What the devil is happening now?
Необычная вспышка освещает небо с востока. А в следующий момент тьму разрывает ясный контур кометы.
Comet. Martinson's comet and...
All the drums of Darkwood.
The great moment has arrived.
This is exceptional. I never would have thought that something like this could happen. So the calculations of Digging Bill and Flecker were correct after all. And apparently that document was also true. But I still can't believe that.
Почти как знак ответа на размышления Загора озерной воды начинают растворяться. Окрашенные микроорганизмы начинают лихорадочно пульсировать и двигаться. А с дна как будто доносится приглушенный гром.
Legend. The legend comes true. Yes, retreat, waters of the Susquehanna, reveal your secret to me.
Thunder. He's gone completely crazy. That's enough, Professor.
Who dares to disrupt this exceptional event?
Damn it. Regardless of this comet, you will now answer to me for that joke with the whiskey.
You damn brute. You are not worthy of witnessing such a wonder.
I am the chosen one! I'll get you! I'll kill you, you damned one! You'll never get my treasure!
Флеккер яростно набрасывается на Загора, который, удивленный атакой, спотыкается и падает на землю.
1,000 scalps!
Пытаясь защититься от ударов и царапин профессора.
It will be only mine!
Пока уровень озера быстро понижается.
To hell with it!
Damn you! Damn you! You won't succeed in destroying my dream!
You're crazy, Flecker. You're completely crazy.
Ah!
And you can steal my treasure! Poor fool! You got what you deserved for your audacity!
The water is receding. Yes. No doubt, the whole lake is shrinking.
В тот же момент посреди озера что-то выходит из воды.
There it is. Ship's mast.
Уровень воды в озере падает все быстрее. Быстрее.
Fantastic.
Oh.
Вскоре после этого все снова затихло. Слышен только плеск воды, скрип старого дерева. Флеккер онемел перед зрелищем, которое предстало перед его глазами. Именно он, спустя столько лет, первый имеет возможность увидеть старую палубу. Корпус, полный пушечных отверстий. И затем целый сказочный корабль, который выглядит как призрачное, тревожное видение в ночи.
Discovery has returned from its grave.
Легенда сбылась. Спустя более половины столетия корабль нечестивого капитана Халблюка выныривает со скрипом дерева, звучащим как жуткие, приглушенные, болезненные стоны.
The water level of the lake is now very low. I will be able to go all the way to the ship. This site already represents a true treasure. A huge treasure for a man of science. I still can't believe my eyes. Holblick's gold will also enable me to study this extraordinary phenomenon. I will become famous.
My head, 1,000 scalps. If the blow had been just a little stronger, he would have killed me. Damn Flecker. And where did he disappear now?
By all the drums of Darkwood.
Перед расширенными глазами духа с топором появляется удивительное зрелище.
This is not possible. I can't believe my eyes.
В то же время Флеккер добирается до Discovery. Он взбирается на большую скалу, которая достигает почти до палубы.
Flecker, no, come back, you damned madman.
Но профессор, охваченный своим безумным возбуждением, совершенно не слышит или не хочет слышать крики Загора.
Ха-ха-ха!
Жутко смеясь, с безумным взглядом, он направляется к двери, ведущей в трюм. И в конце концов исчезает, как будто его проглотила сама утроба корабля.
1,000 scalps. Flecker. Flecker!
Damn fool. The wood is rotten and everything could collapse on his head at any moment.
Загор быстро преодолевает расстояние, которое отделяет его от корабля. Благодаря той же самой скале он поднимается к ограждению и достигает палубы Discovery.
1,000 scalps. This sight doesn't look calming at all, and the air here is much stuffier, and it's really hard to breathe. The hull is in much better condition than I thought, it seems to me, and it will hold. However, as if my sixth sense wants to warn me about something, there's something here. Professor Pi has certainly gone down to the hold. I must go get him and take him away from here.
Охваченный растущим беспокойством и напряженными чувствами, дух с топором проходит через те самые двери, через которые исчез Флеккер. Во тьме, которую нарушают только переливающиеся отблески микроорганизмов, скопившихся на деревянных стенах, он спускается в недра корабля. Он ходит по коридорам, погруженным в тишину и окруженным таинственным светом, и заходит все глубже в трюм Discovery.
This broken door. The gold is certainly behind them. Flecker, can you hear me? It's me, Zagor. You must leave the ship immediately. You could be killed if you stay here. There he is. He didn't hear me at all.
Gold! Gold bars! The treasure of discovery! Now everything is mine! Only mine!
Flecker, have you gone crazy? Quick, come. This pile of rotten wood.
You again, you damned. You want to steal my gold.
But you won't get it! You'll never get it!
1,000 scalps!
Think a little, Flecker. I just want you to get out of here before it's too late.
No! No! Back off! Back! This gold is mine! Mine, do you understand? Don't you dare come near or I'll kill you! Do you hear me? I'll kill you!
Enough is enough, you old lunatic. I'm getting you out of this pea. Damn trap, whether you like it or not.
Внезапно крик ярости Флеккера превращается в пронизывающий крик боли.
By all the drums of Darkwood.
Легенда гласит, что корабль всплывет из ниоткуда, тогда наступит неизъяснимый ужас. Неизъяснимый ужас.
No, 1,000 scalps.
Из вечной ночной тьмы, из бездны смерти, возвращаются моряки Discovery, убитые капитаном Халбейком.
It's not possible. I'm dreaming.
Тихие, галлюциногенные хранители проклятого сокровища.
Mare, this is a nightmare.
Ошеломленный Загор спотыкается, отступая назад, падает. А уже через мгновение жуткие, живые мертвецы добираются до него. Потом переходит к контрнаступлению. Но смертельная опасность помогает духу с топором прийти в себя, и он едва успевает избежать ужасающего удара. Акробатическим прыжком Загор снова встает на ноги, в то время как его невообразимый противник пытается взять меч, еще запятнанный кровью Флеккера.
Thunder. It's like I hit a wall. I used all my strength, but it seems it was in vain.
Back!
Даже выстрелы не дают никакого результата против галлюцинирующих существ, которые продолжают наступать на Загора, сжимая вокруг него смертельное кольцо.
1,000 scalps. I have no chance of knocking them out of action. I must escape. But these monsters have blocked my path. There's no hope for me. Damn it. There has to be a way to neutralize them. There has to be.
В то же время огонь неконтролируемо распространяется по подпалубному помещению и захватывает спину одного из живых мертвецов, который сразу превращается в факел, отчаянно извиваясь.
Fire. That's what can destroy them. Fire. Maybe there's still hope that I'll get out.
Чудовища выглядят смущенными, испуганными. Они поворачиваются к своему горящему другу, от которого огонь перекидывается на другого.
This is the right moment. Now or never.
Невероятно. Вода не может потушить огонь, а только еще больше разжигает его. Наверняка эти миниатюрные животные, населяющие это озеро, ответственны. Этот феномен.
They also probably, along with some mysterious comet influence, resurrected these unfortunate ones.
Отойдя от первоначального шока, живые мертвецы, как будто забывая об огне, снова поворачиваются к своей жертве.
Back! Don't come near me! Leave, you damned monsters! Go back where you came from! Get out of here, 1,000 scalps!
Thunder. The ship is shaking. It seems that the water level is rising again.
Да. Комета Мартенсона медленно исчезает с неба над рекой Сусквехана. А вода снова взбурлилась, пока ее уровень поднимается.
1,000 scalps. I don't have much time left to get out of this trap.
Всего несколько ступенек отделяют Загора от палубы Discovery. Но в тот момент, когда он наконец вышел наружу, обнаруживает, что он находится в безвыходной ситуации, в окружении других чудовищ.
By all the drums of Darkwood.
Пока уровень озера снова поднимается до борта корабля. пока огонь, который питают странные микроорганизмы, распространяется с ужасной силой и скоростью.
Thunder. X, I won't succeed.
У духа с топором осталась только одна, последняя надежда. После того, как он освободился от чудовища, которое собиралось ударить его, он добирается до лестницы, ведущей на носовой замок.
Unless.
Фантастическим прыжком удается достать веревку, которую он использует как своеобразную лиану, чтобы перепрыгнуть через палубу над головами живых мертвецов.
If this old rope breaks, it will be my end.
It's time to leave here. 1,000 scalps!
Пока Загор плывет к спасению. Ужасные хранители проклятого корабля уничтожаются страшной яростью огненной воды. Затем, почти исчерпав силы, Загор наконец достигает берега, оставляя за собой галлюциногенный ад Дискаврия. Земля. После чего последняя волна навсегда потопляет проклятый корабль капитана Халбука вместе с его грузом ужасного золота. Через несколько мгновений источник Сусильеханы наконец снова успокаивается и снова начинает сверкать в ночи, пока дух с топором, изнеможенный, погружается в глубокий сон. В тот момент, когда заря нового дня снова осветила лес, ничто больше не напоминает о произошедшей трагедии. Животные вернулись, и птицы наполнили небо своим веселым пением, которым приветствует восходящее солнце. Да. Свет еще раз победил тьму, и жизнь торжествовала над смертью. И просыпаются действительно все.
What a sleep, caramba, ye carambeta.
No, it's not possible.
What's wrong, Digging Bill?
It's morning. We slept through the whole night.
Tooth, so help me all my family's mustaches.
Unbelievable. Crazy. Why didn't you wake me up, you damn belly? Why?
But I?
Better for you. What you slept through, friends. Better for you, believe me.
Zagor. Zagor. What happened to you? What happened last night?
Where is Flecker? Has Discovery appeared? Answer, damn it!
Silence. You're asking me questions in vain. I don't know what to answer you. I could only tell you a hallucinatory nightmare, nothing else. The nightmare that killed that madman, Professor Flecker, and that could have cost us all our lives. But now it's all over. It has again been swallowed by the hellish depths from which it had emerged. And this time forever.
But, and the treasure?
To hell with the treasure. Don't you ever mention it again, Digging Bill, or you'll regret it. Look, this is the only real treasure. The sun shining again in the sky. The singing of birds. The wonderful voice of the slime that lives. Maybe one day I'll tell you what happened last night, but not now. It's time to leave here, friends, and return home to Darkwood.